What up, everybody?
Shalom.
Shalom. Or as my our friends in Hawaii say, shaloha, which is perhaps the best word ever. Ever. All right. Today, 25 March 2020. A lot of goings-ons. Norman, Oklahoma has basically declared police state. If you are found disobeying the curfew or the stay-at-home order, you will be fined $750 and escorted back to your home. Lots of local PDs basically going, bro, we're out. Don't murder people, don't rape people, y'all have a nice life. We're gonna be over here now. Lots of reports of that. The House, I believe, is taking up this bill, the $2 trillion stimulus bill. We're going to see what happens with that. Could this be the end of digital currency? Or, I'm sorry, the word's tremendous, believe me. Could this be the end of physical currency, fiat currency? I don't know, but I don't like it. I'll put it that way. Let's jump into this. 2 or more accounts, eyewitness accounts, and or stuff that has been confirmed through paperwork or emails or screenshots that we have been sent at bearindependent.com. If you have intel to share, please visit intel@bearindependent.com. Intel@bearindependent.com. Who should we email? What is it? Where does it go?
Intel@bearindependent.com.
Intel@bearindependent.com. How many A's are in the word independent? Zero. That is correct. There is one A in the word bear, B-E-A-R, not B-A-R-E. That's an entirely different show. It has to be on a different platform. And frankly, I haven't done that since I worked second shift at the Meat Locker on Tuesday nights. So anyway, but the fireman helmet and the red banana hammock always made it rain.
Dollar bills.
Dollar bills, y'all. 2 or more eyewitness accounts. Continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Essential business personnel, travel, permission letters, placards, etc. continue. Critical infrastructure operations and supply are now nearly everywhere. Letters from railways, USPS, UPS, FedEx, Amazon, manufacturing, automotive repair, groceries, food chains, hospitals, oils, gas, and many more. Some gun stores are considered essential and others are not, depending on the state. The president, believe me, it's tremendous, has basically said, hey, listen, states, you guys do what you got to do. We will back you up on a federal level. I'm cool with that. But a lot of places are like, well, I wish my state wasn't. One of the things we were talking about at dinner 92 seconds ago was there's a lot less state government right now. That might be a good thing. If we could take one thing away from this, maybe it's a lot like, hey, y'all just stay over there and behave. If you need us and it's really bad, call us, but just stay over there and behave. Places seriously considering or already instituting essential services only travel restrictions, stay-at-home orders, shelter-in-place orders, or similar official proclamations. California, New York, Illinois, Ohio, Connecticut, Oregon, Louisiana, New Jersey, Indiana, Delaware, Michigan, Virginia, Wisconsin, Washington. Georgia applies to at-risk groups only. New Mexico, West Virginia, and Oklahoma, where the wind goes sweeping down the plains. Cities: Philadelphia, St. Louis, Kansas City, New Orleans, Denver, and Boulder. Counties: San Miguel, Colorado, Athens, Clark, Georgia, Blaine, Idaho, Dallas, Harris, and Bexar, San Antonio, Houston, Texas, Gainesville and Alachua, and Orange and Leon, including Tallahassee, Florida, Mecklenburg, including Charlotte, North Carolina, and many counties, including Christian and Springfield Green in Missouri. Many state governments are asking their residents to stay home, closing government buildings, etc. These requests are not orders, but most states have demonstrated that when not followed, requests do become orders, often by the urging of concerned citizens. Montana closures of schools and businesses have been extended until 10 April. Pennsylvania Governor Wolf has updated his list of essential businesses that can still function under this current declared pandemic emergency, and it now includes FFL gun dealers under specific limitations for social distancing and other concerns. So that's cool. You can at least still get a gun in Pennsylvania. What's the waiting period in Pennsylvania? Do you have one?
No.
No. Good.
The right of the people to bear arms in self-defense and defense of the state shall not be questioned. Article 1, Section 21 of the Pennsylvania State Constitution.
Is it We the People Wednesday?
Soon.
Are we live streaming on your channel, Yankee Survival, directly following this broadcast?
Yes, we are.
That's good to know. That's good to know. You guys could click the thumbs up button and share this as well. That'd be cool. I mean, we're just out here trying to survive the apocalypse in the middle of nowhere. Let's see. Florida Governor DeSantis has said a health order will be released Tuesday by Florida Surgeon General recommending anyone 65 or older and anyone with an underlying medical condition remain in their homes for 14 days. Not recommending, not commanding, recommending. Governor DeSantis has asked President Trump for a major disaster declaration for Florida to access FEMA resources. It's interesting that they are here now, but earlier in the week, they were like, hey, y'all can still go to the beach and lick each other's faces. It's fine. It's no big deal. We need the tourism dollars from spring break, but now, hey, if we could go ahead and have a major disaster declaration, we could get some of that FEMA bank. So, interesting. LA mayor declared that they will shut off water and power to businesses that refuse to comply with closure orders. Get him, buddy. Get him. We have 3 roosters, 2 of which are brothers, 1 of which is not. And that third one is called Scissorbeak because he has Scissorbeak. And if you ever had roosters, you'd know what Scissorbeak is. And that third one, Scissorbeak, wants to be the alpha male, but he's about half the size of alpha and beta. And so he's a Charlie male, and he don't like it. So he's constantly trying to get jiggy with all the ladybirds, but then alpha and beta come over and just schwack his tail constantly. And then they got to crow like that to maintain dominance and assert themselves. I feel like here on the homestead, in the wild of eastern Oklahoma, we find the Anoyus alatus, aka the modern rooster. Bears have been known to murder modern roosters with sidearms, much like this, because they cannot stand them. All right. Indiana, Whitley County Sheriff's Department issued a memorandum stating that the rumors that there will be no arrest for misdemeanors are false. Shut up, Rooster. Police are still taking and responding to calls, and misdemeanors and felonies can and will result in arrest. Roger that. Military. Several are continuing to report unusual military activity, particularly transport vehicles and aircraft, as well as the movement of military equipment via rail and interstate. Medical. The USNS Mercy hospital ship deployed to provide relief to Los Angeles area hospitals overburdened by the coronavirus pandemic. There's what in New York has 30,000 cases now? Something ridiculous, like New York City area. The 5 boroughs. I threw a guy out of a bar one time who was from the Bronx. He's like, you know where I'm from? And I was like, outside. That's where you're from, because now you're outside. That was fun. It's a good time. You don't know who you messing with. Yeah, I'm messing with the guy from outside. You're now outside. But you should probably be outside of the 5 boroughs, or statistically, it's just a matter of time until you die from COVID-19. That sucks. It really does suck, but you know, life is full of choices. You can stay in Babylon and whore with Babylon and get that one more paycheck and the convenience of walking down to the corner store, the bodega, and spending $72 on a 12-pack of Bud Light. Or you could live out here with a janky barn, but and annoying roosters, but none of that. Or anything in between, whatever. The California Nurses Association and National Nurses United notified members that Kaiser Permanente facilities, I've always loved that name. I feel like that name came out of like the Austria-Hungarian War prior to World War I. They're like, who are you with? Kaiser Permanente. I think they got that hat with the spike on top of it. It's like, no, that's actually like a major company. But I don't know. but I digress. Kaiser Permanente facilities in California had threatened nurses with firing if they wear personal N95 masks. The Army is searching for willing and qualified critical care officers, anesthesiologists, anesthetists, critical care nurses, nurse practitioners, ER nurses, respiratory specialists, and medics for a voluntary recall of retired soldiers for the COVID-19 response. We've actually been hearing a good bit about that. Voluntary recall of those that have pertinent skills. I think if you're willing to assist and you have the skills, that's awesome. Voluntary is huge. I'm big on voluntarism. I also think the intel staff at bearindependent.com puts big words in these reports just to see how well I can pronounce them on the fly. And so I'm tracking you. Well done. Again, intel at bearindependent.com, intel at bearindependent.com, intel at bearindependent.com. Societal in general. Some places that have stay-at-home orders are seeing less congregating due to closures and cancellations of close contact events and businesses. But in some areas, people are not taking the orders seriously at all. For example, there's some like WWE event in Orlando on Thursday, and after the event, they're gonna shut it down. They're like, we'll close the event center after this, wrestling event. Now, this is hearsay. I don't know this for sure, but I was told it by somebody that I trust, so I'll believe it. Social distancing enforcement in Fremont. $400 citation issued when two friends who happened to meet while walking. They were closer than 6 foot and said no when asked by a passing patrol if they were related or lived together. A photo was submitted to the intel staff. The Waffle House has closed 365 of its 1,627 locations across the United States. Note, there's an informal metric called the Waffle House Index that is used by FEMA to determine the likely scale of assistance required for disaster recovery. What? Hashtag mind blown? I gotta read these first. I generally skim them, but I missed that the first time around. The Waffle House Index.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Reminder, tornado season is gearing up May through June, wildfire season June through August, and hurricane season June through November. If a natural disaster occurs in your area during this health crisis, emergency and citizen responses will be very different. Prepare accordingly. In fact, we heard rumor, unconfirmed, but rumor today that if you are in our area, which is eastern Oklahoma, which this particular area doesn't get terribly schwacked by tornadoes, but in a lot of areas that do get schwacked by tornadoes, they're saying you can't go to the tornado shelter because you'll be congregating in groups of 10 or more. And we could all catch COVID and die. So it's like, what do you want, the virus or the tornado? To me, it's the most immediate threat. So the most immediate threat would be the tornado picking up everything you own, throwing it up into the air a few hundred yards, and then dropping it back down on the ground a quarter mile, half a mile later. I don't know. Wear a shemag, wrap it around your face, douse it in Lysol, and call it good. But that is in the rumor mill right now going around. Miscellaneous. Per yesterday's brief, Montana postal processing plant workers answer that there are no tests being done for coronavirus other than standard AFCS, which is a machine that smells the mail for anthrax. It can do a whole lot more, but the post office is currently not expanding that capability. We have a small pump hand sprayer. There's one of them right over there. We have several. That as we receive packages, I have it filled with uncut bleach. And I just douse the package with bleach and then let it stay in the driveway for a day or two. And then if we need it inside, we'll bring it inside. I don't know. I'm not even recommending this course of action. I'm just telling you that's what we are doing currently. International. Australia is 2 to 3 weeks behind the USA and is currently under a stay-at-home type order from the Prime Minister. Disconfirmations. Clarification per the 323 brief. Pennsylvania declaration states you cannot open carry freely per state law. You now need a CCW permit to either CC or open carry, to conceal carry or open county. Viewer says that it is currently a 10-minute process and $20 cost to obtain a permit. That's cool.
Depending on the county.
Depending on the county.
It took my county 2 weeks to get my permit, and the one neighboring me, it took 30 to 45 days.
It took my county 0 days and 0 minutes and 0 hours because I live in Oklahoma. And they just basically, every time you buy a box of Lucky Charms at the store, they hand you a Glock and they're like, welcome to Oklahoma. So it's pretty cool. Not that I eat Lucky Charms because marshmallows have swine drippings in them. Yay, food. But, you know, whatever. It's a damn shame, too. That's a hammer, not a rifle. But good job. Good job. Always on watch. Actionable. Many organizations are supporting hospitals and first responders. Hand-sewn masks and surgical caps are appreciated, as discussed during the briefing yesterday. Support your local nurses, paramedics, police, and fire. Show them love. Talk with them about what they're going through. This will leave a lasting mental impact. Help people. Help the helpers. From an experienced ER worker, quote, "We feel your love and desperately need it." That's awesome. Silver linings. Food preps are excellent. Firearms and ammunition are good to go. Last year's canned crop is delicious, and it's time to give gardening another go, says one viewer. We had a brother here today. We had several brothers here today, but we had a brother here today who just on a whim looked in our freezer, looked in our pantry, and was like, oh, we're having enchiladas for lunch. And they were freaking tremendous. Well done, brother. When the world ends, having a chef on your team is a good idea. And so, yeah, that's a silver lining from us. Let's talk briefly while we're in silver linings. What did we do today?
A lot.
A lot. We fed this morning. We arranged the delivery of 8 more sheep, 6 pregnant ewes, and 2 rams. The rams are for food. The preggers are for growing the herd. We dropped in fence posts for fence next door at a brother's house for gardening over there.
Tore a fence down.
Tore a fence down next door the other direction so that we can start prepping the land for gardening on the neighbor's land over there. Orchestrated the delivery of some composted pine shavings and horse manure for another brother over here. Charged all of our radios, did radio tests, dispersed handhelds to people as needed. Had basically a briefing / discussion after lunch today, determining that we are moving at too quickly of a pace, trying to do too much too quickly, and we're not going to do that anymore. So we made a mental, verbal list of all the things that we needed to do, prioritized so that we can execute on those priorities. And I think it's a good idea that y'all think about that too. If you find yourself in a position like we are in, where it's like everything feels like it has accelerated, we basically all agreed that we are going to play the sustain, improve game. We are going to sustain everything that we have, keep it where it is, and improve one thing per day. Just one thing per day, rather than trying to improve 10 things per day. Because we're all getting a little spun up and a little overwhelmed, and that's not good. It's really bad for morale. And morale really matters. Homemade enchiladas in the middle of the day really matter. Very good for morale, right? And so, sighted a rifle.
Yep.
Sighted a rifle. Worked on a chainsaw. Had some calls with clients and brothers and friends today. Played with the kids a little bit. What else did we do?
Burn stuff.
Burn stuff.
Burn stuff.
Yeah, we had a brush pile going since about 8 a.m. this morning. Yeah, busy day. Good day, but busy day. Back to silver linings. An overseas mag is bunkering supplies for the less fortunate and helping where they can within the new laws. That's awesome. Even minimally, I love this, even minimally keeping up with bear independence plans, one viewer was way more prepared than the neighbors and another has enough to shelter in place instead of risking exposure at the store. More are working from home, which allows for more quality time with the family and for more time helping with the dishes. Much like Bear, a viewer from upstate New York is playing his drums in Kentucky. A proud mama who wanted her son mentioned by name says Hunter shaved his peach fuzz for the first time today and drove on a 4-lane road for the first time. He did great maintaining speed and braking slowly. Congrats, Hunter. This is now memorialized in an internationally disseminated intel brief forever. Good job, Hunter. Hashtag good job, Hunter. All over Instagram. Good job, Hunter. And then we got a stat from a viewer which blows my mind, and this will be the last piece of intel that we drop today. If every single person that is subbed to this channel put up just one bucket of food, just one bucket of food, and I know many of you have put up years worth of food for yourself and for your whole family or your team, your tribe, your mag. One bucket of food per viewer. This blows my mind. And it amazes me that the Father would use this to do this. One bucket of food per viewer would be enough food to last one person 2,993.83 years. 3,000 years worth of food. If you all each put up one bucket of food. And I know that there's many of you that have put up hundreds of buckets of food because of this channel. And not because I'm me, but because he is him. And thank you, viewer, for doing the math, because you know how much I love the numbers. So that is our intel brief for today. We are going to be over on Yankee Survival doing We the People Wednesday over there. So please go check out Yankee Survival, sub to him, come hang out with us over there. What is We the People Wednesday?
It's where we, the people, can hang out and have a good time.
Do we talk about like constitutional things or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you read our founding documents on camera?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Awesome. We'll be over there. This is a shirt from Survival Prepping for Normal People. Our brother Kyle over there. Shalom to you, brother Kyle. Another great channel worth checking out. Okie Storm Chaser as well. Great channel. Go check out Okie Storm Chaser. And hey, let's lift each other up. Let's pray. Father Yah, thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice. Thank you for a great day, even if it was a busy one. Thank you for being in charge of all of this, because we are not capable of being in charge of all of this. Father, thank you for driving the bus, and we trust in you to get us where we need to go. Father, we lift up all of our healthcare workers who are feeling overwhelmed right now, the doctors, the nurses, the medical professionals, the administrative staff, the IT folks, everybody who contributes even an ounce of energy to this, Father. We ask that you would just lift them up, that you would put your hand on them, that you would guide them, that you would give them all the encouragement that they need, the strength, the stamina, the fortitude to serve in this capacity, Father, that you would inoculate them from this, that you would keep them safe, that you would keep them strong, and that you would keep them wholly dependent upon you, Father, that they would remember why they were fearfully and wonderfully made in your image to do the things that you have convicted them to do. Father, thank you that even in times of uncertainty, you are forever the same, that you are forever sovereign over all of these things. Father, we like to have a good time here, and we like to educate to the best of our ability. But really what we want people to do is understand that you reign supreme over all things. And that even if the world is crazy, you're not. And so, Father, thank you for that. Thank you for redemption and restoration through Yeshua Messiah. Thank you for family and for friends and for brothers and for neighbors and for tribe and community and mag. And for making a way for busted up POSs like us to do our broken best to serve your kingdom. I ask that you would just remain manifested in all of this, and that you would consistently remind us who it is that drives the bus. We ask all these things in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen.
Bless y'all. Bless y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, the channel has grown by leaps and bounds. I really appreciate you people being here. I really, really, really do. I'm I'm just a guy doing the things out in the middle of nowhere, and your support matters. So thank you. It really does. We'll be at Yankee Survival now, and so you should sub to him, Okie Storm Chaser. If you want the full write-up of this report, it's on Patreon. Patreon, just look up Bear Independent on Patreon. And we're still selling raffle tickets in the store for that knife. We're still, all of which is for charity. We've still got your copy of the scriptures in the store. If you want to buy one at cost, or you want to donate one, or you need one donated, just see us at the store. We shipped out a lot of Bibles the other day, man, and I think more than half of them were donates, which just love it. It's the best. It's the best. Got IFACs in stock. Just put together a massive North American rescue order. We're doing all the things, man. And I want you boys and girls to do all the things right along with us and operate from positions of strength. Be the light in the world. The world's a damn scary place without us contributing to it. So, be the light. And the light shines into the darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. Shalom, y'all.